can't do this with a straight face because you're looking at me, Lucien. And now they can hear me. So, stop. I hate everything that you are. They can't hear you laughing at me yet, but now they're just hearing me talking over the background. Anyways, I'm just gonna put us on screen now because at this point, now I'm gonna turn you up. I'm gonna turn you up so they can actually hear you. Wait, can I do it? No, all the stuff's messed up. All right, wait a second. I'm gonna bring us up. They can all hear me. Then I'm gonna bring us up, but I can't turn up your audio until you're on screen, so you're not gonna be able to say anything. Hi, everybody. You can all hear me. I'm gonna come on screen. You're gonna meet Lucien, my best friend, who is also my editor. We're coming on now. This has been a smooth start to this. All right, now they can hear you, Lucien, if you want to talk. Hi.
Hello.
Oh my god. I didn't think that through. We had a whole plan to have you come on, and then I just botched it because I was like, I'm gonna do the weird singing along with the thing, and then I forgot that you'd be staring at me as I do that.
I don't know how you forgot. I've been staring for and no, I'm not Newt.
Yes, you're not Newt.
I'm a person.
Though I almost did, it would be hilarious if it just all this build up is Lucien, he's my best friend, hi, and then I just came on and I'm holding Newt right in my hands. It's Newt, he's my editor, he edits my videos, he's my best friend, I'm not lonely at all.
But genuinely, how impressive would that be?
It would be. I would love. I mean, Newt could probably edit better than both of us. Let's be fair. He just doesn't want to. I love how you're waving at everyone. But anyways, I should.
They can see me. I can wave at people.
No, you're not allowed. How dare you wave through cyberspace? I demand.
I'm sorry.
I demand that you don't. Yes. Hello, everybody. I should actually get started. Hello, Cade, Lovely Lena, Jedi Indiana Jones, Red Safina, Vale, Cappuccino Crafts, Langley, Hannah, Corey, Nick and Crochet Tiger, everyone else, because I'm going to not be able to say hi to everybody, but I love you all. It is good to see everybody. For those of you who don't know, this is nope.
I know.
Way.
I've been.
This you're over here.
Nope.
There,
okay, here we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
we figured it out.
Okay.
This human right here is my best friend and also someone who I've hired to work with me part-time as an editor and editing my videos and things like that recently. And I adore him and I've known him for many, many years. He's also the person that I first came out to as trans, so there's that too. And I just figured it would be a good chance to have everyone get to know him and bring him on so that all of you can get to know him, know that he's an actual human being and human person that exists and is not Newt, I swear. So yeah, I just figured we'd get to say hi to everybody. And Ulysses the Pagan, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, wow, Lucien has some awesome hair, perfect for Mal from Firefly. See? Okay,
well, now I'm going to give you a heart too, because thank you. I appreciate that very much. But yeah, I'm not just a random chat lurker.
I mean, you're like me in that, we're not really humans, but it's fine.
Yeah. We're humans. Yeah.
Wink, wink. So how this is going to work, everybody, so because this is Lucien's first live stream, we wanted to ease our toes into it. So I actually asked patrons questions for Lucien so that we just could have some stuff to prep and know we had some stuff to talk about. If Lucien comes on after this, we'll be more free flowing and everything. But we just want to make sure our first stream together was easy as it possibly could be. And so I asked patrons to ask some questions that we're gonna just go through and talk about our history together and things like that, and a little bit about Lucien, so you get to know him and why I think he's one of the coolest people that I know. And so from there, after we do all the questions about patrons, it's I can't I keep wanting to, because I look at myself mirrored on the screen, and so technically you're over here on my screen, or no, over there on my screen, but then I'm now I'm pointing way off into nothingness over here.
We've got it.
Yeah, we're professionals. It's fine. But and then so we'll answer these questions from patrons for about the first half hour of the stream, and then for the second half hour of the stream, I'll come back to focusing a little bit more on the chat. I'll try and also keep an eye on the chat as we go here as well. So apologies if I usually try to keep up with everyone in the chat as best as possible, but for today, just to make things a little bit easy, and so I can focus on making sure everything's going well and ask the questions and keep things somewhat streamlined as best I possibly can. I've already off the rails on that. We'll keep it sort of like focused that way. But I also want to say before we get going, Catherine Lembeth, heart to you and heart to you, Geek Filter, for both your super chats. I'm glad that you're finally meeting Lucien. And we don't see Newton, and that is true. We don't see Newton and Lucien together. It's
because she closed the door.
To be fair, it is freezing here in Seattle. It's like 50 degrees, so I've been turning on the heater, but the heater is right behind my computer. And that's you can see my armpit hair now, or my armpit sweat. But now because I have the heater on, Newt has been coming up and like sleeping behind the computer, which is generally fine. But when I'm doing stuff, he'll like swipe at me and like try to like hit the computer, and then I worry that the whole screen's gonna like topple down on me, which has happened. So whenever I'm actually in the room, I have to close the door so he doesn't come and sleep on the heater. Right. But when I'm not here, I don't give a crap. But yeah. Corey, 50 degrees is perfectly temperate. It's freezing. I mean, my perfect temperature is like 68, 69. It's 69 temperature. There's the perfect temperature. So
I'm from the northern Midwest, so mine's like 45.
I also just tried to drink some tea, but then it was way too hot, and then I couldn't hold it, and I almost like dropped it. So that was great.
You're a blessing to humanity.
I'm sure glad someone thinks so, because I have no idea.
You don't pay me to say that, so it's fine.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Wink. Yeah. I don't pay you at all to say that. All right, let's see. They're already planning Christmas music? Oh, that's awful. Okay. I mean, I love Christmas, but still. Okay. So first question comes from Joe White on Patreon, and I'm going to try to defer to you, Dan. Well, I mean, we'll talk about stuff, but I'm going to defer to you to answer the question as best as possible. So you get a chance to talk. But Joe White asks, how did you two meet? And I know this. Well, I mean, we knew each other beforehand, but I know where the best place to start that story is. But...
Well, now I feel like I'm on the spot.
You need
to say the wrong one. You're gonna. I mean, feel free to interrupt me.
No.
But Jessie and I met in college. It was my sophomore year.
This is like it's like you better get it right.
It was in college. That one I know is right. That's the part that I know is right.
Yeah.
But we had this horrible job where we had to work nights from like either 9 p.m. until 1 in the morning or 9 p.m. until 3 in the morning, depending on if it was a weekend. And so like I knew she existed because like she was on the schedule and we were like in like meetings together.
Yeah, we were like on the periphery of like, oh yeah, you're a human who exists.
Yeah. And then we finally had a shift together. And like one of the I remember the two things that we talked about was you were like, I'm a film student. And I was like, hey, same. And then we were also like, Batman. And we were like, nice.
Well, I remember like I brought up like the Court of Owls comic book story. Like it like came up weirdly naturally. And I was like, no one's probably wants to talk about that because like no one else was like super nerdy. And you're like, no, I know that.
Well, no one wanted to talk to me about it either.
Exactly. And just like, wait, no. And then we like talk for like 20 minutes before we were actually doing our job, and then technically we had like partners that we had to like go and do stuff with, and it was like we were like, all right, well, I'll see you. And it's like, oh no, I want to keep that conversation going.
Yeah. and then there was one where we had like that shift, and then there was another one very soon after where we were partnered and we were on I almost said lowers, but no one knows what that means.
I know
we were on lowers, and we were talking, like you mentioned your thesis, and I was like, cool, tell me about it. And you were like, it's an idea. And I was like, that's awesome. And then you were like, do you want to be in it? And I was like, heck yeah. And then we were inseparable ever since, pretty much the entire rest of the time I was at school.
Pretty much it. Like after that, we just like basically hung out like all the damn time.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oops.
Yeah, until this very day. Like I don't think, yeah, it's basically
I regret
like
nothing.
I mean, yeah, it's basically been a decade of just like not hanging out with anybody else. Okay. So next question comes from, and this is actually I think the sweetest question, from Ben. Ben asks, excuse me, how can we best welcome you and support you as a member of the community? Which I just want to say, Ben, that is an absolutely wonderful question. Thank you for asking that.
That's the nicest question, and I don't know if I have an answer. I mean,
how can we support you? Damn it!
I don't know. How do I ask for support? I feel like, I mean, I've sort of been like lurking in this community because obviously I want to like support your streams and your dreams and all of those other eames.
All the eames.
Yeah, and I just feel like everyone's
your streams and dreams and
you do every time.
Eames? There's a character named Eames that we both were.
Yes, from Inception.
There we go. I'm like, I knew
Ooh,
there was
I
like yes. Anyways.
So yeah, I guess just everybody keep being awesome. It's nice to I don't know, I've always felt very comfortable being here and knowing your chats, so I guess just being like,
as long as you're not for horniness, Star Trek, and queer stuff, which is like you're at least here for 2 of those definitively, and the third one you are definitely here for, but learning more about.
Yes.
Take your pick. Which one?
Yeah, we shan't specify. But yeah, I guess just I use he him pronouns. Okay, cool.
Yay.
That's the only thing. But it's a really sweet. I think that the fact that that question was even asked means that I'm already welcome and supported in the community. Just that someone cared enough to ask that to me. So like, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
And continue to just like be who you are in that sense, because I like this community. I appreciate it.
I like what Kathleen and Beth said. All right, we have our marching order to keep being awesome. Yeah, just keep being all your wonderful selves, I think is the best rule, and we'll all learn. Also, I just want to say in the chat, Revival, because I'm going to agree with this person. Lucien, dude, I love your hair. So you're literally getting all the compliments on your hair, which I agree.
Thank you.
I second. Like by
I
a million.
appreciate it. Yeah. Yesterday it dried so well, and I was like, I will never be able to recreate this, but it's still holding. It's still holding today.
Hold. Let's see. The next question comes from Zelda Twinkletoes, which is favorite. There's actually Zelda asked like 5 questions at once, so I'll go through.
But also that username.
Yes, it's a really good one.
It's really good.
Let's just do some We'll do this one kind of rapid fire because they're all like really quick. So first one is favorite TV series.
Bro, oh no. I don't know.
Tell me now. When I say
Girls.
Gilmore Girls.
It's terrible.
Gilmore Girls?
Yes.
I mean, nothing against Gilmore Girls. I love them. Blanche is great,
but
like
that show all the time.
But that's the go-to out of all of them.
Yeah.
Really? I'm not judging. I'm just more surprised. This is shock, not like judgment.
I love Gilmore.
I've only ever seen like 2 episodes of Gilmore Girls in my life. I love Blanche, that I know, but that's about it. Just because I think it mostly
that's Golden Girls.
Wait, what am I thinking of then?
You're thinking of Golden Girls, the '80s show with like Betty White. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Then what's Gilmore Girls?
Gilmore Girls is the mom and the daughter who live in the small town.
Oh, okay, that's why I was shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen an episode of Gilmore Girls. I am like,
that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I'm glad that just happened on camera. I have no idea on either front.
It's okay. And then my second top choice would be Haunting of Hill House, probably.
Yeah. You're still in the middle. You're not loving I mean, you're still like Midnight Mass, yeah, which I loved, but we both love why am I blanking on names now?
Mike Flanagan.
Thank you. See, yes. This is why I have you.
This is why I'm the editor.
But you've been watching that and you haven't loved it, but you still enjoy it. And it seems like when we
and the performances are really just awesome. So
yeah,
like I have to see it through to the end.
Yeah. Okay. Next question: beverage of choice.
Beverage of choice, coffee, black coffee.
Coffee. Yeah, that sounds
Morning,
about it. You're like Janeway.
Night. Yes.
There's coffee in that nebula.
Reference.
There's coffee in that nebula. That's my Janeway. That wasn't too bad.
That's pretty good.
What music do you listen to while working on videos?
I tend not to listen to a ton of music while working on videos, just because I also since I also edit podcasts, I try to make sure that I can get out any in very intense popping.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, sometimes I'll just put on some Tycho, because then that's just kind of mood music in the background, but I turn it down so low on Spotify because if I miss a pop, I'm gonna never forgive myself. I don't really edit to music either. I mean, the only time I put on music is lo-fi music. I'll put on lo-fi music while I'm writing sometimes. Like that YouTube lo-fi channel. Usually only then when there's lots of noise going on around me, because I need to
because of like being on the spectrum, I'm like, noise, I hate everything, I want to murder somebody.
Yeah. And I don't want that.
I don't want to murder somebody, but your slight grievance of annoyance is bothering me, and I can't write. So death took. Okay, that got dark really quick.
That's it.
Let's see. Next is Keith Feemster asks a question of historical importance: New York or Chicago style pizza?
New York style. Jessie. Oh no. Well, we used to be friends.
No, I'm kidding,
anyway, I'm taking over the stream. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, you can have it. No, I mean, I just like dough. I like dough, honestly. The doughier the pizza, the better. And so Chicago's not like super doughy, but it's more doughy than New York style, which is always like,
and I love Chicago style pizza, but it's just I don't know.
To be fair, I like Buffalo style the best because Buffalo style is just like all the fucking dough is really the answer to that question. That's the real answer.
I didn't know that until I first went to Buffalo with you, and then I found out.
Oh yeah, they just like inject yeast into the yeast. Is like how that works. Next up, I might say this name wrong, so apologies. But Andrea or Andrina, I'm not entirely sure, but apologies. Love you. You are wonderful. You said top 3 to 5 movies and or films.
Of course, I knew I was gonna have to answer this question. I took a drink.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite movie of all time. I don't know if you know this actually, is Holy Motors.
Yeah, oh yeah, I did know that. Yeah. Well, I didn't know it was your number one favorite, but I knew you loved it.
Yeah, it's that's just I rewatched it recently and I was just like, this is the greatest thing ever made. But also it came out when I was a freshman in film school, so I came back and like told everybody about it, and then they were like, what is happening?
What is this? Well, at least you were like different, because that was like artsy film, but like artsy film that like not all the like film bros are like, oh yeah, it's like it's Linklater. The Linklater.
Yeah, Linklater. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, and then
nothing against Linklater, but film bros love him. So
yeah, nothing. It's the same. Nothing against him, but also we have to make fun of our own sometimes. And then probably my second favorite is The Prestige by Christopher Nolan. I'm not like, I don't know what Nolan's doing lately, but I love that movie. I think it told you everything that it needed to know when you needed to know it.
I mean, you literally look like you stepped out of The Prestige at this point right now.
Well, thank you. Are you watching closely? And then probably Fantastic Mr. Fox, I guess would be that's a good one. Or Hocus Pocus.
I mean, Hocus Pocus. Oh my god, you showed me Hocus Pocus for the first time, and that was one of like the most delightful. You showed me Hocus Pocus and Labyrinth because like apparently my childhood was just bereft of good movies.
And Dark Crystal.
And Dark Crystal.
In the same week.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it was a wonderful week of discovery.
It was great. Of disco.
Yes. Okay. Next question is, what are your favorite games? I think this one. I actually feel like I know this one better than I would. Well, it's been a bit, so I don't know if you like discovered anything new. I mean, can I take a guess to see how well?
Yes, okay. I actually want to see. Okay.
I might be off, but I'm gonna take a guess. Okay. Control, I think, is on there. Yes. Okay. Life is Strange, baby.
You just got 1 and 2 in a row.
Yes. Yes. The third. This is where I'm probably going to lose it because I'm not entirely sure. I know it's those two, but I'm not entirely sure what number 3. It would either be Alice Madness Returns, maybe.
Ooh.
I know you haven't probably thought about it in a while, but I remember you loving it. The other one would be like Assassin's Creed something, like 2 probably.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. And I do want to clarify, like, I'm not going to give Ubisoft any more of my money, but Assassin's Creed 2 was like my favorite. I just love Ezio so much. So bringing back Alice, though, I was like, you might be right. So I was waffling on the third, but I think I'm going to go with AC2. And then I also love the Ace Attorney games. Even though they're so inaccurate. Oh, they're so much fun. They're so ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I knew immediately when you were like top 3 favorite games, I was like, well, Control and Life is Strange, that's out of the
I knew like those two were like far and away easily.
In a row you got that. That's awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna save this next one for last, so I'm gonna skip over that. Next one is Tal Mazor, and apologies if I said your name wrong, but I love you and adore you. You said, what are your favorite fandoms? We know Jessie's. I'm curious about yours. Any cool hobbies? So favorite fandoms and cool hobbies.
I'm not in a lot of fandoms right now because I'm so sucked into like a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons games when I'm not editing or at
Which,
work.
by the way, you should go listen to his podcast.
Oh, stop.
His Dark Academia. I always forget his Dark Academia.
That Dark Academia.
That Dark. I always forget the
Yeah.
preface, but Dark Academia. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, and that's a Genesis based system. We use the Genesis system, but it's our Dark Academia setting that we crafted ourselves, which is pretty fun. I knew you were gonna get a plug in there somewhere, so
I will plug your shit.
I appreciate that so much
because I know you will not do it, and I want to make sure you are plugged because your podcast is wonderful and amazing, and everyone should go listen to it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that I don't know if Dungeons and Dragons counts as a fandom because there's so many like actual play podcasts
I think so.
that are their own fandoms, but I'm very into all of those games that we've got, and then I was also very into the Magnus Archives fandom for a while.
I mean, you got me into Magnus Archives, and I literally did a whole freaking video on it. Again, I feel like half the stuff I'm into is either for me, like half the stuff I'm into is either given to me by my dad, who got me into like Star Trek and Lord of the Rings, or
Right.
you is pretty much like it was the two of you that had the most interest in like influence on my fandom, which is just
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah.
Oh, and thank you, Jedi Andy
uh,
Jones, for sharing the podcast. I appreciate it. He shared the link to your podcast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Sorry,
yeah,
I cut you off. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, it's video. This is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can like play with I can move you in the screen if I wanted to.
Why?
You can't. Wee! Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess that those would be the ones that kind of pop into my mind the most. But also, you've gotten me into a lot of good movies lately, so it's like I think that you're repaying the favor.
I
of,
try.
like,
I try.
Yeah, it's very good. And you got me into Control, which is now my favorite game of all time.
Okay,
so.
I at least I gave back because Control. I played Control.
And I'm like, you gave back.
I like the second I saw Control, I was like, oh, I know Lucian's gonna love this shit. That was like Lucian the game. I mean, it literally down to them having Poets of the Fall in the fucking soundtrack.
I was and in the coolest level, I'm not going to spoil it for those
don't
who
spoil,
haven't played Control, but if you like haven't played Control, you should play Control, but Poets of the Fall is in it and it's at a cool spot, so you should just do that.
Because I got to that point in the game, I'm like, oh, come on, this is too Lucian. This is too Lucian. It literally was like someone went into your brain and like extracted.
I got through that. I think I got through that in one try too, which was wild because everything else I failed frequently.
I mean, story of my life. Oh no, I'm out of focus. Come back.
No,
come
Jessie,
back.
come
back. I'm just gonna be a hazy. There we go. It's just gonna be a hazy background for forever. Any cool hobbies? I would say Dungeons and Dragons like kind of fits in that too.
I think so too. Also, I'm a photographer. I do a lot of cosplay photography still.
Good photography, by the way, too. I'll also pin photography.
It's fine. But yeah, photography. Yeah, it's my coolest hobby. Or at least I think it's the coolest because I'm a huge nerd about photography.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, your photography is fantastic. It actually is like I've talked about this before, but like your photography has like dramatically influenced me in many different ways, and it really means a lot. Like I absolutely adore your photography, like quite a lot. Your thesis project like still inspires me, even though I know it. It was a very wonderful thesis project.
I want to compliment you back, but you just like beat me to all the nice things.
Let me compliment you. Let me get.
Okay.
I'll make you flustered on camera. That's the joy of having slightly more on camera experience, that I can make you feel flustered and make you have to accept my compliments. All right. Next up, we have Sam asks about how many takes. This is going to be a question fully for you. I'm going to leave this to you. How many takes retries happen in a standard reaction video? Have you ever made a long video all in one take? I'll answer the second part. I have never in my life have I been able to do a video in one take. And reaction videos are like reviews of like Lower Decks and stuff. So Lucian's been editing all my Lower Decks reviews for those of you who don't know. And so let them know what it's like getting a Jessie review unedited clip.
I mean, I feel like I actually I prefaced this question without knowing by tweeting about it the other day, where it's like sometimes I forget that I'm not like talking to you directly, because you talk like you'll whenever you're frustrated, you just like stop and you'll talk to me, and then I'll say like, "It's okay, Jessie, like it's fine, we'll get through this," or like, "Oh, cut that out." I don't know. I feel like there's at least,
I do that because it's easier.
beginnings.
Whenever I do my reviews, I always think I'm like talking to you specifically, just so I
Yeah.
like have someone that I'm talking to. Because when you're for those of you who don't know, when you're filming video, it's helpful to like think of a person that you're talking to, rather than like a amorphous like blob of like people. So
Or like a lens.
Yeah,
Like, no,
exactly.
it's a person. Yeah.
So it helps to like visualize that I'm like talking to you when I'm doing reviews and stuff, and I'm like, Lucien, let me tell you, West Lower Decks is the best thing.
Yeah. And also, I mean, yeah, I think that there's always like pretty consistently like 3 takes at first, and then when you get going, it's like awesome, and then about 3/4 of the way through, you'll be like, I lost what I was talking about, and then you do 3 more takes from there to the end. If you want a good example,
That's so true.
it was
Oh my God.
the Wage Dooge episode. I put like a little blooper reel at the end. That's kind of what it's like editing one of those videos. It was awesome. I love it. I have so much fun. I have a blast.
It's just funny because it's true, because it's like, yeah, it's like it takes me forever to get like oh no, that's not a good fucking start, and then I like kept screwing up, and then I'll go for a while, and then I'll just like be like, and my brain has lost track. Where was I? What's going on? Anyways, okay. So next up, and this is the last question. Henry asks, "What's your favorite Jessie related memory?"
That's the nicest question. Am I allowed to? Can I like make this like not sentimental and say why am I vain?
Yeah, oh, you can say why. You can if you want. It doesn't have to be sentimental. If it's your favorite memory, go for it. I don't care. Yeah,
It's one of my favorite. Oh, excuse me. Well, I mean, actually, no, I lied. My favorite memory with you is when we drove to Buffalo, saw the Decemberists, and then drove back all in one day. I also love when you picked the nose of the mural at Disneyland.
Oh my God, yeah, I forgot I did that. Oh my God. I mean,
there was also one time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think so. I think you're about to say the one that I was thinking of. So.
What were?
No. You say, and I'll say if it was correct. I didn't want to. I interrupted your flow. You go.
But then, yeah, there was one time when we were in the car and Jessie was trying to do this. I don't remember what we were talking about, but she was trying to. Do you remember what you said?
I don't remember. Okay, so
yeah, because you were trying to like be an old lady.
Yeah, there was something.
There was brought your voice. I can't do the voice anymore. You go.
Yeah, no. I forget. There was like a conversation that we were having, and I forget what it was, but I was like gonna do like a random because I do random voices. Like everyone here knows, I just make
this is her thing.
Yeah, I just hello, I'm gonna be an old woman, and so like I'll just do like ha ha, it's gold. Anyway, so I do weird voices, and I'm just trying to be like an old lady, like I'm so old or whatever, and then I like kept going with it, and then suddenly I turned into Bane, and I just said. Why am I Bane? I was trying to be an old woman. It was the
funniest. I think I almost like wrecked the car. It was really funny. Don't make your friends almost wreck cars, but it was a great memory, and we quoted that for.
We still quote it. It's been like almost a decade, and we still fucking quote it.
Oh no. Okay,
Did I just give you existential dread?
Yeah, Lucien EXE ceased to function for a minute, but he's back now. I'm good. But,
yeah. The one I was gonna mention, I think you mentioned it before. No, you didn't mention it before, but I think you mentioned it recently, which was when we were coming back from picking up one of your friends who had you had known each other forever, and we'd like picked up her up at the airport, but it was like late at night, and I had this crappy car that I named Manfred that was like a huge. The car
broke.
Yeah, yeah. It was like this, like I'm Man. We call it because it was like I'm Manfred the car. That was like the voice that I imagined for the car. But anyways, we were driving back through like my GPS was like taking us through these like dark woods to like get back, and it was like a 2 to 3 hour drive. And it was like these dark woods in the middle of the night. And we were like, I feel like an axe murderer is gonna come out and like kill us.
And it was so foggy we could like hardly see.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
I miss Manfred. I mean, I don't really miss Manfred, but I miss Manfred.
I am shocked that Manfred made that drive because that was a long drive.
Oh, he died eventually. He died.
I mean,
yes. Yeah, he died a horrible death. But
I was just like, Manfred, you gotta get us home because I'm not out here in the woods in the fog.
That is how a horror movie starts. Like Manfred breaks down and we're like stuck in the fog, and over the hill we see like a castle. And it's like, what the hell is a castle doing in like Western New York? Like what? Like that's how that goes.
We should go there. No, you should not.
We stay here.
You should not do that. Yeah. That's so funny. I love that.
But yeah. Ooh, also, this is my this is my first try. I got some new tea. This is a caramel apple tea, and this is my first time having it. That was very good. That was actually very good. I've been having like pumpkin spice tea, but now I move on to caramel apple, and it's delicious.
Oh, you have such these fall teas. Did I get you that mug?
This one? Was this you? Yeah, I think this is you. The monocowl?
The monocowl.
Yeah. Someone gave me this mug. I think it was you. I forget exactly who it was, but I'm pretty sure it was you. I love this mug. It's legitimately my favorite mug, so.
I'm so glad.
Mostly because monocowl is like the best thing to say.
It is.
All right. So, now that we have gone through those were all the patron questions. So, for 30 minutes, I want to refocus back on the chat. So, apologies, chat. I've had my eye on the chat. And so I just I appreciate you all being wonderful and kind. I've been noticing that, so I apologize that I haven't been directly calling it out, but I appreciate it.
Me too. Also, I forgot the person who said this, but someone earlier said that I look like Han Solo, and I just want to say that that's the nicest thing that anyone's ever said about me, probably ever. And Jessie's been saying some really nice things about me, so just thank you for saying.
Wow, that was some indirect shade thrown at me. Fine.
No, it wasn't.
Fine. I guess
no, I was elevating the compliment to the height it deserved because you were already the highest bar. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
Sure, whatever. Yeah, okay. I see what it is.
Okay.
It's fine. I try my best to be kind.
You are kind.
Oh, that was very sincere. I thought you were gonna be. Yeah, that was very sweet. Thank you.
Except for sometimes when I'm trying to just say normal things and you interrupt and say, "How dare you!"
That is true. I do that quite often. That is a thing that I do very often.
that's just part of who we are, which is great.
It's fair. I do also want a quick call out because we got a few super chats while we were going, so I just want to give hearts to people. So Edward Bedor, heart to you, said, so someone closed the door in the Enterprise E airlock on deck 11, so that explains what happened to me and my clone Ernest. Oh no. But heart to you, Edward. Erica says, thanks for joining tonight, Lucien, and your editing efforts are appreciated. So,
aw,
yay.
Thank you so much. Heart to you.
Vale, who is absolutely
I'm stealing your stuff. I'm stealing your...
Oh, it's fine. Council of Geeks stole it. Everyone steals it. It's fine. I'm calling you out, Vera. Anyways,
Vera.
and also Vale, heart to you as well. You said this is on behalf of lovely Lena. Also, you're both amazing. Heart hands. All heart hands back to you, Vale. Vale is wonderful. Let's see. Question. I want to make sure I had other ones here. And Langley, thank you for the super chat. Heart to you, you lovely, lovely human. You said, wanted to say I now like Lower Decks after not digging it originally. Last 4 episodes, especially Weege Dooge, turned it around for me. The best episode of Trek in ages. Yes, agreed. You are correct. Lower Decks is great. Totally okay if you don't like it. If it's not for you or not your thing, totally cool. But I love Lower Decks, and I am glad to prophesize? What's the word? Prostitute it?
No, I don't know.
It's
I know
evangelize it. Is that the word? But that evangelism has a weird connotation, so I don't know.
You can just say spread the word.
Spread the word. There we go.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. There we go. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. So Jessie is the Wookiee.
Oh, the chat knows. Thank you.
There we go. Proselytize. Thank you. Thank you so much. I see that. This is why I live stream, because I'll forget stuff, and then the chat will just be like, "We got you. We got you."
And this time it was both of us. We were both like, "I don't know," and then the chat was like, "We got you."
This is my eternal thing with live streaming. It's I get on a live stream, and then the second someone's like, "What's can you recommend a movie?" And I'm like, I watch 20 movies every day, and my brain just is I can't think of a single movie I've ever seen in my life now.
Every week you've got 5 to tell me about. So yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah.
I felt that earlier, where it was what are things you like, Lucien? And I was like, I like things.
Things are good.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole.
I'm sure there are many
field of interests. Yeah.
Alex Miller, heart to you. Thank you so much. You said my boyfriend's sister's partner told me they watched your video on the Netflix special. I got so excited. Oh, that's awesome. That's really awesome. That video's doing really well and going around. I'm glad that it's doing well. And I know it's on a controversial subject. We don't need to dive into Dave Chappelle and all that stuff, but I'm appreciative that most people are watching the video and taking it in the spirit that was intended to be constructive and thoughtful and try to create a conversation, not to stop one. So thank you so much, Alex. And that is very sweet. And I'm glad that your boyfriend's sister's partner watched it, which is a great. I love that line of Succession there.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna just ask questions. So chat, if you have any questions for me, it doesn't have to be for Lucien specifically. If you just want to ask like general questions, we will hang out. If you want it to be for Lucien, that's totally cool too. But if you want it to just be like the general stuff that we do on our chat streams, this last 30 minutes is whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Floor is open. Floor is open for you.
I almost thought you said Florida, but like Florida is open for you.
Florida is open, but that's a whole separate conversation.
Yeah. And Alex, thank you so much for your super chat. You said nice to finally put a face to the name Lucien. Yeah, there's his face. Oh,
thank
sorry,
you so
over there.
much.
There's the face.
Other way.
That's the face.
Oh,
there's the face.
Gosh.
Yeah. I can also make the face like, oh look, there's the face. I'm messing with your. You can't see it on your
I'm
end.
not looking at it. Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah.
No, I'll see it later.
Yes, you'll rewatch and you'll see it. Let's see. Black Cover 95 says, "Are you going to add your Fear video to the Sacred Treks playlist?" Yes, I probably just forgot because I had the Fear video. Which thank you anyone who watched the Fear video. I was very pleased with that one. That one I had to re-upload so many times because it kept getting copyright strikes. So I might have missed the version that is up now. I might have forgotten to add the playlist. I will add it, so it might have just gotten missed. Any other questions? I'm gonna just quick go through the chat and see if there's any questions that were asked over there.
Dunking on Florida.
I mean, fair. What are your thoughts on the new Ferengi design, the one that come out in Discovery? I like the new Ferengi design. I know you're just like, tell me your thoughts. Like, do you want to hear about the Ferengi design, Lucien? How much do you want to know about the Ferengi?
I do.
I mean, but no.
The more you tell me, the easier it is to search.
That is true.
Obscure Star Trek shit.
That is true. The one problem is like for the Star Trek videos I have you edit is like you're just like, I don't know where this B-roll is because I haven't seen every episode of Star Trek, so I hope we can find it. But yeah, no, for the Ferengi design, for those of you who don't know, the recent Star Trek Discovery trailer for Season 4 featured a bunch of new, like, they had shots of a bunch of different aliens, and it also featured a Ferengi, which we haven't seen in Star Trek since, not counting Lower Decks, which had some animated Ferengi, but we haven't seen a Ferengi in Star Trek since, like, way back, I think, in Voyager was the last? No, it would have been Deep Space Nine, because Deep Space Nine is the last episode of Ferengi. It's great. But they had a new design for the Ferengi, and like the ears were a little bit different and the forehead was a little bit different and things like that. But overall, I thought the design looked good. I really liked it. There were some people doing the nonsense like, oh, it's awful, how dare they ruin Star Trek, because they have to complain about every change to any show ever. But I actually liked the redesign. I thought it looked good. My only problem, and it's a problem that I kind of have with Star Trek Discovery in general, is just like the faces kind of look, because they have the prosthesis that is like goes over the entire face of people. Like they do it with the Orions, the Andorians have it, whereas in like old shows it was just like they put on body paint for the Andorians or Orions or whatever, and in Discovery they like have like a whole face graft that goes over, which I don't really love because I think it like limits the actors. It's not even like it doesn't look all that bad. It looks a little plasticky, but like it just limits the actors' facial movements, which I think is like sad for the actor. But otherwise I think it looks great. And I mean the Ferengi were always kind of like had that look because the Ferengi were a more make-upped look anyways. So I think the new Ferengi look looks great. And I think the thought of like, I like that like people saying it looks different. It's like, I mean they look similar to Ferengi and not all humans look alike. So why would you think all Ferengi like have the same exact design? Which is like weird to me. So yeah. So I like the new design. I think it's good. All right, what else do we have questions wise? If you see any questions that you want to,
I was like, can I hop in?
Yes,
I really want
do.
to answer Ulysses the Pagan's question here about the D&D playing, because I do that. Or I don't. I'm not. Am I supposed to still do super chats first? I don't know. I'm gonna interrupt. I'm just gonna do this. But Ulysses the Pagan said, Lucien would like to know more about your D&D playing. Are you a DM or a player? What settings do you like? Die 20, and do you homebrew? I do mostly homebrew stuff. I've been doing homebrew stuff since 2017. I'm typically a player, but I do DM pretty frequently. I like to I mean, I do setting designs. My design stuff is mostly done in Genesis. So that's like a whole separate conversation because I love the Genesis RPG. I think Fantasy Flight Games was really cool until they fired everybody who made Genesis when they were acquired. But that's a separate conversation. But anyway,
this is the nerddom that I know nothing about.
Yeah.
See, I was talking about Ferengi. I don't know. This is like I have no idea.
But if I were to pick like a D&D setting or like a 5e setting or something that was like my favorite setting, I would probably say, I know that this is gonna probably blow
say the controversial.
But
let's do it.
It's Eberron. I love me some Artificers. I love Warforged. It's everything about it is great. The sort of like how easy it can get to bring in sort of like eldritch pantheons into Eberron is just so it's so much fun. And like that's the book that I reference the most when I'm doing homebrew, because I have this homebrew thing where it's mostly just like you can basically train to be whatever you want, and you're trying to like stop interplanar collapse and blah 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 blah. It's a whole thing. But the one that I referenced the most when I was like trying to build that world was still the Eberron book. I've torn that book to shreds. I love it. I love it.
See, my rule with like I love playing D&D and like stuff.
I know exactly what you're about to say, but yes, go. This is a good answer, Jesse.
I mean, mine is just like I want.
What do you like about D&D?
I mean, I just like to hit on everybody. That's all I'm gonna do. Is like let's just like go in and try to hit on literally everything.
As what class, Jesse?
Wild magic sorcerer. It's always my favorite.
Like, not even a bard.
No,
but
no.
I mean, but the charisma's off the charts. I mean, for wild magic sorcerer, so that's fine.
Exactly. Well, I love wild magic sorcerer just because again the charisma's high, so I can still get laid really easily. But also like then you can do wild magic stuff where just like random for the like wild magic you just roll for like random things showing up and random things happen, like get turned into a potted plant or whatever. And I just like that. I like the random chaos of it. It's just a lot of fun. But yeah, I probably
someone light themselves on fire once. I've had a wild magic sorcerer in every game that I've ever run. And like when I was just a player, no sorcerers. I'd never like had any, but like I'd never been in a game where there'd been any sorcerer. And every single time I've run a game since, I've had a wild magic sorcerer in every single one. Like always different origins. I mean, there's like you know tieflings and things like that, but every single game, every single one.
My favorite game, and Eric, I saw your super chat. We will get to it just saying, but no. I just wanted to acknowledge that it's there. But my favorite thing that ever happened in a D&D game. Do you remember Robert from college?
Which one? Oh, yes.
Yes. He's a friend. He's a friend of mine. And we would do a D&D for years when I lived in Los Angeles. And he ran a game where technically we were on a plane of existence where like things were not allowed to leave it. Like people got stuck there. But one of the wild magic sorcerer things was like random animals would show up. And so, and it was the main villain was like an evil vampire who had like a lair that we had to go into. And so my character, every single time like one of the random animals showed up, it would be a bison. And I would get so excited about the bison. It's like, bison! And I would like ride the bison and everything. And then the bison would disappear. But then he's like, but then when we got to the final boss, the final guy, we like Vampire's Castle, and we like in his throne room, and there were just like 30 bison that were just hanging around. And I'm like, bison! Because apparently whenever they disappeared, they just went into his throne room.
Oh my god.
It was the best thing ever.
That's hilarious.
Wild magic sorcerer for the win, and bison for the win. But I do want to quick Erica's super chat. Heart to you, Erica. Thank you so much. I don't know why I'm like suddenly doing the weird nose thing, but it's fine. This is for Jessie.
I'm Squidward. You're Squidward.
I'm Squidward.
Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah. Why wouldn't we be able to say that?
Nickelodeon rains down on us.
Screw them, it's fine. Cause it's sweet victory. Now we can't do
bison.
Yeah, don't do any more of the songs because
no, that's it. That was 5 seconds. We're done.
We did it. This is for Jessie or Lucien. What does good editing add to a video? I think what I'm asking is how do I know good editing when I see it? Do you want to take this one? Because I can answer too, but I'd love to hear your thoughts too. As my editor, prove to me your worth.
I think that when you can tell something is well edited. Well, actually, it depends on. Oh, this is gonna get into a whole thing.
Yeah, right.
It depends on. I mean, like what you're watching. Like if you're watching like an experimental film, you want to notice the editing, and that's good editing for that film. But I think for things like YouTube or for like continuity editing, the best kind of editing is the editing that's still with all of its components, like sound, music, and the visuals and the color grading and everything, when it comes together and it still moves you, but you're not like specifically noticing individual things, or like you notice them later, where it's sort of like, I know that there's a lot of like glitch voices things, like when you're when you edited your nature of work video, there was some stuff that was really subtle and then it became more obvious. I think that that's an indicator of good editing, because you're building up an emotion in somebody before they realize that they have it, and then they can kind of like see the pieces that put it together.
Yeah, I mean, my answer to
so that's what I would say. It's really long. That's a long answer.
No,
I do
it's
long answers. It's good.
Yeah. Do you know my videos are hours long? So like,
the second I said that, I was like, this is the right channel.
Yeah, have your really, really long answer. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, my answer is very similar. It would be like, best editing is like best for the piece, because like some things, like some Hollywood editing is like trying to be not noticeable and in the background, but still like good editing develops pace, and like it should be in the background for those films, but it also should be like develop pace, develop like a best, like when you're looking at certain points, best performances, certain things. But also like I think the answer really just is like, as long as it adds to what the film is trying, what the thing is trying to go for. And I will compliment you. This is like, I'm gonna straight up compliment you. When you edited the weaponized burnout video that was a few weeks ago, this is also partially why I wanted. I just wanted to hire you because I wanted to work with you and everything. But like, I just know that you bring like such wonderful creative like thought to stuff that I would never have thought of. And if you go back and watch the weaponized burnout video, there's these bits where like you had crossfades and heartbeats to like it just like to certain moments in the video. That I never would have thought to do that, but you did it like such really good moments, and they're noticeable. Like, it's a noticeable moment, but it's like it's not like editing can never draw attention to stuff, but it's like complementing the emotion and the beat of what is trying to be said with the video. And I think you just did that so well, and it's absolutely why I adore working with you, because like you always add, like, this is why I love collaboration in general, but collaborating with you specifically is like legitimately the crash together of like my brain and your brain creatively. I think it's just really cool, and I enjoy seeing what comes out of it, and I think we add to each other in really cool creative ways. So
I do too, and I think that we have the same goal and a lot of like similar like visions and things that we like to do, and we have different strengths that we can like remind the other person of, and we can also remind them of their strengths. Because like, for those of you who don't know, like Jessie and I have, like I mentioned earlier, I was like in your thesis, and we've to some extent been basically collaborating on things ever since, because it's just, I don't know, it feels natural. Like I know that when I was doing my like the rest of my films throughout my college career, I was like, if she's not on it, I'm just gonna be a little lost. So yeah,
I just remember Clockman. That was your thesis film, which was always...
That was my ACP. Tides was my thesis.
Oh, that's right. Tides was your thesis. That's right.
Yeah, it's
which
just
I also was in. I was also.
You were in that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I got to be an actor. An actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was great. She was great in that movie.
I way overplayed the murdering the dad moment, but it's fine.
I mean, we also threw fake blood in your eye.
That's fair.
So,
and bees. It was fake. We filmed on that beach, that hellish beach, and you tossed fake blood on me that was like chocolate or whatever. And then you like had me stand next to bees because you hate me. You hate me. My one big phobia is bees.
I hate you. I know. But you send me Daniel Craig memes, so we're even.
Yeah, that's fair. You have a terrible fear of Daniel Craig.
I do, and that sounds like a funny joke. It's not. Just true.
I mean, to be fair, nothing against Daniel Craig as like a human, but like, he's just terrifying.
He seems like a perfectly normal dude. He's just, his eyes don't stare back at me when I look into them, and I get a little uncomfortable.
I just remember you telling me the story of like when you went on Netflix one time, and like the Skyfall video like it was on Netflix, and so it's just the shot of him with just his eyes highlighted.
I literally screamed. I woke up my roommate. Like, it was wild.
Oh, poor Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig phobia says
no hate to Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
I just am afraid of you.
Which is why in my next video that I'm literally filming tomorrow and sending you the footage, I reference Daniel Craig and force you to look at the footage of Daniel Craig to put in the video.
It's cause I put sugar blood on you.
This is what you
6
get.
years ago and made you get chased by bees. These are real stories. Oh my gosh, these are real stories that actually happened to us. I'm just now realizing that they sound so weird.
Yeah. Oh, and then you made me. Don't forget, I was also in a flapper dress, covered in blood, carrying.
Yeah, and you
what was
looked
my weapon?
cute as heck.
Was I where? Did I have guns or did I?
You had the 2 pistols.
I had the 2 pistols. It was such a. That was a weird shoot.
It was fun.
It was fun. No, it was great, except for the bees.
Yeah.
But
except for the bees.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you overplayed the murder scene, but I do understand how you feel because we also threw fake blood in your eye. So
I want to rewatch Tides now. We should watch it at some point.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun. Ulysses the Pagan says, by the way, heart to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Poor Jessie is emotionally scarred from, sorry, this is Mike, but poor Jessie is emotionally scarred from chocolate sauce and bees. Yes, I am. I've never recovered. But it says editors don't get much. Excuse me. The tea is making me burp. Editors don't get much recognition. Any inside of the industry that have inspired you. See, this is something I'm very bad at. Like there's not any specific editors that I follow a bunch, which is my bad. Which because they don't get enough. I mean, I know there's a few that I could recognize. Like I know, I forget her name, but Quentin Tarantino's editor who passed away, was fantastic, and you noticed a distinct difference in his movies after she passed away.
It's true.
Like all of his movies after, I believe it's Inglourious Basterds, I think was her last one. All of his movies after that are way too long, and because no editor will tell him that he needs to cut his shit. But
and she understood like what he was getting at, but also was like this and those are one of my favorites. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of this editor, and I'm really upset because that had such a profound impact on how I see montage. But the editor, I know maybe I shouldn't like bring up this movie, but the editor of Kill Your Darlings.
Yes. I know exactly the scene too.
Absolutely. Well, both montages in that movie like absolutely changed the way that I think about montage in film. So I don't know the name because I forget.
Sally Menke, people are saying in the chat, is Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, Sally Menke
is Quentin Tarantino's. I don't know the Kill Your Darlings director or editor, but Kill Your Darlings is a fantastic fucking movie. We both loved and like watched 50 times in college. So
it was a lot.
Just checking to see. Molly asks, "Are you gonna go back to streaming on Twitch at any time?" Yes, at some point when I have life. But see, this is the thing: is like I know I need to go back on Twitch. I do want to actually start building out Twitch stuff as well. But like, because I only have time to devote to like one stream, like video game stream a week at this point, I'd just rather do it on YouTube where I know like I can actually interact with most people. Once I have more time, I'll go over back on Twitch and start building that out more regularly. But yeah, that's I do plan to, Molly, but not just yet, but hopefully soon. It's just like my life busy, and so I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Let's see. By the way, we have 10 more minutes if anyone else wants to ask more questions. The Super Femi says, flapper dress, gun in each hand, covered in blood and attracting bees. I need to watch this. I need this movie in my life.
I don't know if I have the confidence to like put it on the internet, but I mean, it's a
college student movie,
college.
Which is Which, by the way, actually, the movie that you were in, Solve, my thesis, is on this channel if anyone wants to find it.
I look very different.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And you are dead named in that, so I apologize for that. But because
it's on the internet
in the credits. Yeah. So I should fix that at some point if I'm able to, but I'd have to take it down. And put it back
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But I'll figure it out. But anyways, let's see. Brian A. Cates edited Kill Your Darlings, says Corey, because Corey is a boss.
Thank you.
And looked it up, because Corey, you're one. Unless if you knew that off the top of your head, Corey, I applaud you. I'm assuming you looked it up, but if you knew that off the top of your head, you were even more boss.
Yeah, that's rad if you just knew that. And like now that I'm reading it, I'm like, yes. Again, you asked me a question, and I'm like, I've never known a thing in my life.
Ooh, I like this one. Molly says, yes. Lucien, what is your favorite Star Trek series?
What is my favorite Star Trek series? Oh boy. Answer. It's probably TOS, but because here's the thing is I love a lot about. I haven't seen a lot of past Next Generation.
By the way, this is a safe space. I know you're not like as big a Trekkie as me, and that's okay. So I just want to make sure that was your reticence. That's totally cool.
Yes. I haven't seen a lot of, except for like when I lived with Jessie and she was watching Star Trek. I would watch Star Trek with her. But when I was a very wee child, my mom would not pay attention to me because she was watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. So it took me a while to warm up to it. But anyway, now I love it. But TOS, I guess, would be my favorite because I love the original crew.
And also Spock.
And things like that.
Spock.
And that's okay. Yeah. If you're just like, if you were to say, Lucien, what's your favorite thing about Star Trek? It's just Spock. And it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the iteration of Spock. That's it.
I just remember the day that Leonard Nimoy passed away. We both just like put on Wrath of Khan and just like weeped at his death scene. It was
sobbing.
Yeah. It was rough. Let's see. Well, here's a good one. Another good one. Played by.
I'm also enjoying Lower Decks a lot.
Yes.
I'll interrupt one time, and that's it.
I'm going to make you edit my Lower Decks review, so you're probably going to make sure you get through all of it. So, you said, Played by Study asks, I want to know what Lucien thinks about the Dark Crystal series that came out not long ago, which I believe was Age of Resistance?
Yes.
Did you watch it? I don't know if you did.
I didn't finish it.
Ooh.
So it's not that I did. I mean, I thought that visually it was beautiful, but I remember there was something that didn't catch my attention or I moved on to a different show. But I really did love the original movie, but I never finished the series. I guess it didn't do too well because they didn't get a second season.
I think it was just expensive compared.
I mean, yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. I thought there was a little bit of like a disconnect between like it was supposed to be grand and big, and like there was a little bit of limits on like how much you could show with the puppets. In that sense, and it felt like there was like a weird disconnect there with like it's grand and big, but there's like only 10, 20 puppets in this room. But I still really loved it and thought it was like really, really cool and awesome. And I love just seeing the Skeksis again and going,
yeah. I mean, also, who doesn't love a good Gelfling? They're so cute,
right?
Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I gotta finish that one.
I really liked it. I think it was great, but yeah, it does kind of it ends on a cliffhanger, and that like I guess it's resolved because it's a prequel, but still, it's kind of like I wish I could see what happens between this and the movie.
So like, right, yeah, absolutely. I lost track of this question, but I do want to answer one more that I saw on the chat earlier while we were doing the other ones. Somebody asked me what my favorite non-Star Trek sci-fi thing is, and since I have the opportunity to plug it, anybody who was not watching animated movies in the year 2000, Titan AE is my favorite sci-fi anything that ever. You knew it was coming.
A cosmic castaway.
Yes, the cosmic castaway.
Yeah,
I love Titan AE. I should have said that was one of my favorite movies. See?
Yeah. No, you're always referencing Titan AE.
It's my favorite sci-fi. Well, but also they didn't know how to market it because people weren't sure if like hardcore sci-fi people were supposed to go or if like kids were supposed to go. And the answer is both.
The answer is everyone.
The answer is everyone, but it tanked, and it's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And the world building is phenomenal, and people should make TTRPGs in that setting. Anyway, everybody go watch Titan AE. Am I allowed to do calls to action? I'm gonna do it anyway.
No, you're fine. I'm just looking at the next super chat. which is accurate. Lee says, heard of Lucien and thought they probably don't look like an anime character, blonde, slant comb over and a vest. Welp, heart. I mean, fair. You do look like you're an anime character right now.
Oh no, I'm Shizuo from Durarara. I didn't even realize that until right now.
Oh my gosh, that is wonderful.
Good times.
You look like you look like an archaeologist about to go on an adventure. It's fine.
I mean, you're the cyberpunk sci-fi girl. I'm the drowned Victorian boy.
That is true. All trans women are cyberpunk warriors, and all trans men are drowned Victorian boys. That's where we're at. True. We are the literal stereotype.
But it works for us.
It does. We make it work.
Yeah,
but it's just
make it work.
It's just hilarious that we were just like, yeah, no, we're the stereotype of that perfectly.
Cheers.
Let's see.
Awesome.
There was another question that I saw that I was like, oh, I need to answer. That was a good one for you.
So also, Hearts to ever asked about my favorite sci-fi. I'm so sorry that I forgot your username because you were so far back in the chat, but I loved that question.
Let's see. All right, here's one. Jessie meant to ask, as a new Mass Effect fan, I was drawn to the world so much I played Mass Effect Andromeda. Not a great game, though. Do you have any opinions on it? Did you ever play Andromeda? I know you played 1 through 3.
Sure did.
Yeah. I really like.
Thank you, Ray Mazer. I am trans Nathan Drake. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I love it. I know you're just like, I don't know, find that out.
Sorry, I had to say it. Okay, go ahead.
I will just say, I actually really liked Andromeda. It has a lot of flaws for sure. It is by no means on the level of Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3, and it definitely had a lot of problems at launch. But since being patched, I think it's like a really solid game. I love the game. The gameplay I think is really, really fluid. I really like the characters. Phoebe is freaking amazing. And I think the characters are all really solid. I think some of the world building in the new galaxy was lackluster because it was like heavily reliant on just the species that we already knew, the alien race that we already knew, and there was like 2 new ones, and they weren't super fascinating. And it was like we have a whole new galaxy to explore, and you're just like adding 2 new species. So I think some of the story and the world building were not as good, not bad, just not as good as like the heights of Mass Effect 3. So I think people were down on it for that, but I think the gameplay and the characters are really, really solid. So it's like not as high as Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3, but I still enjoy it. I think it is a good game that was like sadly did not live up to their trilogy, which is what made people hate it. So yeah, there you go. That was my opinions on that. Sorry that it was like kind of a question that because I wasn't sure if you had played Andromeda or not.
And for my opinion that no one asked for, I think Mass Effect 2 is the best one, even though there's not enough Liara in it.
Fair. I agree. At least there's like a whole mission set just based around it.
Yeah,
which is good.
the Shadow the... Oh my god, Shadow the Broker. Yes.
Layer of the Shadow Broker.
Thank you.
Layer of the Broker.
Layer of the Shadow. Shadow of the Broker.
It's just like a broker, just like a normal broker too, just like Hannah. I was like, I'm just my shadow. Oh god, save me.
Someone write that D&D 5e1 shot. I will buy it. If someone writes Shadow of the Broker.
It's like Shepard just shows up on a planet. It's like, oh god, I have a shadow. Save me, Shepard. What is this? I got more important shit to do. What's happening? Yeah. Oh my, okay. This is going to be make you happy. Sonia asks, "Hey Lucien, are you French? You have a beautiful French name."
I'm not French, but I do speak French, and so that was part of it. And actually, the first time I saw the name Lucien was in French class in 8th grade, and I couldn't pick it because we had to like pick French names, and I couldn't pick it because it was in the boys column. And I was like, "What sucks?"
Well, now you get to pick it for life.
And I do get to pick it for life, but I do speak French. I just I'm not French.
You did teach me some French through
I taught you the chorus to Ta Fête by Stromae.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tu aimerais faire ta fête, and that's all I remember now. That's it. And I know I just slurred.
I can't sing it, but the next is Ta mère faut te la faire aussi ta fête.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Black Gomez, thank you so much for the super chat. Heart to you. I just want to make sure I said that. Let's see. People are just a great.
Bonjour, Sonia. Bonsoir. No. Go ahead.
Oui. Un, deux, trois.
That's great.
Croissant.
Oui, c'est bon.
I speak French.
You speak French very well.
Everyone's speaking French now. Now I'm lost. Let's see. Apologies if I say your name wrong, but Alex. Apologies if I said your name wrong, but heart to you. You're lovely. You said hi from Canada, Jessie. I just wanted to watch The Nature of Work and cried on the bus stop. I love you and hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you very much. I'm really glad. That was a really hard video for me to make, and I'm glad that it was meaningful to the people who watched it. And by the way, I should also thank Lucien was not editing for me at that time, but Lucien really helped. I'm pointing over here. Lucien helped with the script a lot with it.
Thank
you. You get the special thanks in that video too for that reason. Like, you helped with the script a bunch. You helped me talk out the structure of it a bunch. So like, you didn't edit that one, but you were instrumental in making that video happen. And
thank you. I just want to say I love that video. Like, I think it's incredible, and I think all the work you did on it was just amazing. Like, every draft that I saw, I just thought it was getting better and better, and I was so excited that I was able to actually come to the premiere of that one. I was like, I'm taking my lunch break. I'm not missing this one. It was it's really good. I think it was a you did a phenomenal job on that.
Thank you so much. That one's one I'm probably I'm trying to think of like other ones like that one, and also on like editing stuff like the Loki one. I think I'm really proud of as well.
Yeah, that one was awesome.
But I think I really love the Weaponized Burnout one for not only like what you added to it as well, but I think like the visuals and like the metaphor of it was kind of fun too. So
concept was really good in that one too.
Yeah, and I'm excited to share other stuff too because we have other things that we're working on. That is gonna be fun. Yay! But we have hit the hour. So I just want to say, Dash Fat Bastard, because I love your name. Heart to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Wasn't there a Lucien in TAS, The Magic of Megan 2? I don't know. It's been a while since I watched TAS is the animated series, for those of you who don't know. Star Trek the animated series. It's been a hot minute since I watched Star Trek the animated series. So I know like the general stuff, but like specific episodes I've kind of have blurred together. But
I hope so. That'd be cool.
Yeah. In Black Gomez, heart to you again. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, dressing like an andro anime villain, my style going forward. Love your look, Lucien. See? Lucien,
thank you so
you're
much.
Killing it. You're killing it.
Thank you so much.
You're killing
it. Feels
it.
good. So would recommend, actually.
Yes.
Would recommend this whole style.
Yes.
It doesn't take too much time either.
It's a good style. Yeah. See, that's the one thing, like, since transitioning, like, fucking styling for me is, like, be someone who's seen and presenting as a woman. It's like, it takes so much more fucking time. I hate that. I could just walk out the door in like fucking t-shirt and jeans before. Now I actually have to like look nice. Damn gender expectations. But anyways, Lucien, I just want to say thank you for being here and thank you for being a lovely. I'm gonna embarrass you on stream.
Good.
I just want to tell you I adore you and I love you and I'm really really happy to not only the fact that I get to work with you. Which, by the way, thank you to everyone who makes that happen. Like, literally all of you, just, like,
so much.
Patrons who helped me be able to pay him and so he's able to work on this stuff. And also just, like, this community in general, having me a place to, like... I just want to say thank you to everyone for allowing me the grace to be able to work with this lovely man professionally who I adore and love with all of my heart. And I also just want to say thank you, Lucien, for being wonderful. And I'm very, very glad. I know it took some prodding, but I'm like very, very excited that I finally got to like share the human that is you with everyone on this stream because you are absolutely lovely and everyone should know you and how wonderful you are because you are one of my favorite people.
And I had a blast. It was like hanging out with my best friend and also like a bunch of new friends.
Yay.
So thanks everybody so much for having me, and so thank you so much for supporting my wonderful best friend who I love very much and who deserves all of the support that she gets.
Yay. Also, I'm going to end on this, and then we're going to be done. Liam Neely says, Lucien, do you ever tire of being a trans fashion icon, serving up them looks? So there you go.
I can't because the sun never sets when you're cool, so I can't ever sleep.
Boom!
Tire.
Boom!
Bang!
Boom!
I wasn't even wearing sunglasses, but it works.
All right. And with that, we will bid you all adieu. I love you all. And we will see you next time. Hopefully Lucien will be able to, I'll be able to get him back on at some point in the near future, but regardless, you will see him at some, I will make you come on at some point, but you will see him again.
I trust you.
And love you all. And I will see you all later.
Thank you so much, everyone. It was lovely to hang out. Yeah.